Hi everyone, my name is Steph, this is the Novelty Corner, and today I have my September favourites video for you. I haven't filmed one of these in a very long time, but I know that people really enjoy sort of seeing things that are not bookish related sometimes here on the channel. So there are some book related things in here, but they're sort of tangentially book related rather than explicitly book related. I really love watching people's videos like this. I know that Bree and Izzy have done favourites videos, and I don't actually plan on doing this every month, just sort of when I have a collection of things to actually share with you. So I was able to put together a list of 10 things that I really loved acquiring or finding or using in the last month. So let's jump into it. The first thing that I want to mention are some greeting cards that I purchased, which I bought online from a small business owner who I've actually bought their cards before at different markets. And obviously I'm running low on supplies, and if I'm going to spend, a decent amount of money on cards, I want to buy them from a place that I really love. So the store that I bought them from is called The Nonsense Maker, and I'll leave them listed down below. And they do these beautiful hand illustrated cards. And I will actually put some footage on the screen so you can get a bit of a closer look at the cards. They're just gorgeous and they have really whimsical illustrations, and I love that they use Australian native animals and birds on them, but I love the design and I use them all the time, so I decided to buy myself a whole stack of them so I'm stocked up ready for the next couple of months. The next thing on my list are some acrylic earrings that I bought, and I bought a whole stack of them from an Australian based Etsy store called Stirly Pop. Here is my little box. I'm actually wearing my cauldron ones, so these are some of my Halloween ones, and my favourites that I bought from the collection are these little reading ghosts who are so adorable. But again, I'll put some footage on the screen so you can see all of the different earrings. I just really loved the designs. They were so fun and whimsical, and there are a lot of things that I can wear for work and just make it a little bit more fun. But yes, I was very pleased to get a couple of Halloween themed earrings so that I have some for October. The next thing on my list is something that I use every day. It is my digital reading journal, which is technically actually a planner. And I bought it from a shop called Lux Book, and I think you can find her on Instagram at LuxBook Planner, maybe. Anyway, I'll leave all the links down below. I just really like the look of this planner. It is very fashion oriented and very design based, but I love the layouts and I love the simplicity and I love the color scheme and the style of it. So I've been converting it into a book journal, and it's been really fantastic. If you follow the channel for a while, you'll have seen me do a couple of recent live shows where I've updated the book journal. I'll leave those linked on the screen. But I have also just finished using a previous planner, which was the Foance planner, which I'm actually having printed. So as soon as that comes in, I'll be sharing that on my channel just to see how it prints out. So I have sort of flipped between the two planners for the last couple of months, but at the moment I'm really enjoying the Lux Book planner. It is a portrait planner rather than a landscape planner, which is a little bit different to what I was using before. So we shall see. It is giving me a little bit more freedom to play with layouts and things like that. Next up are some stickers from In Love and Words. So Bree recently opened up international shipping on her Etsy store. I had previously and still do use the digital stickers that she's made. She sent me some of her Monster Romance stickers, which for the life of me I cannot find. It means that I've put them away somewhere really safe when I was cleaning up my apartment. I will find them, but I'll put a picture of them on the screen so that you can see what they look like. They're absolutely awesome. Because she had opened up international shipping and she had also created these amazing trope stickers for reading journals and things like that, like this, I decided to place a massive order. So I got the full set of the trope stickers, and I will show a clip in a moment of all of the stickers so that you can see them. But then I also decided, because, if I'm going to pay for international shipping, I'm going to buy a whole stack of things. So there was some summer reading books, which will come in handy for my summer in a couple of months. And then just lots of other really fun reading ones. My fifth favourite for the month, which has really been a fifth favourite for the last 12 months, but since I'm filming this video I thought I should mention it, is a Melbourne-based comedian, and I think he was a former children's performer as well, called Rees. And he is on Instagram, and I'll leave him linked down below, although if you follow me on Instagram and you follow my stories, you will have seen plenty of his videos, because he's basically the only thing keeping Victorians sane during our never-ending lockdown. So he is responsible for a whole lot of hilarious skits, including the now famous Meanwhile in Australia clips, which is basically him personifying the different heads of states here in Australia and how they've dealt with the pandemic. And he has a whole lot of other skits as well. But basically what has happened, he has gone absolutely viral with them. And he comes up with all these amazing characters. It is absolutely brilliant. If you haven't checked him out and you want to know the absolute absurdity of everything that is going on here in Australia at the moment, go and check it out. It honestly gives me joy every time I see it, even as I'm banging my head against a wall going, I cannot believe our leaders are doing this. But he's parodying it so well. It is just amazing. The sixth thing on my list is actually something that I've been doing for myself every Sunday. In 2020, when we went into lockdown, I joined a local gym who was running online classes, and I joined it because some of my friends from work were part of this gym and they used to go there in person. I'm not so much an in-person gym person myself, but doing it online when I can turn my camera off and just join in at my own pace and not feel like I'm the most uncoordinated person in the world is brilliant. And I kept up my membership for their online services, both when lockdown ended and then obviously when we've come back into lockdown. One of the instructors runs a class called Quarter Force, which is actually a shadowboxing class, and I have been doing it every Sunday in lockdown, and it honestly is my lifesaver because it is a HIIT cardio shadowboxing class, which doesn't end up with me having to put all my weight on my shoulders, which is a big problem that I have. I love it. It's a 30-minute class. I run around, I look like a fool. No one can see me because I'm by myself in my apartment, but it's fantastic and it's really fun, and it has honestly saved my sanity on the weekends. And then I follow it up with a Pilates class, either with the same instructor or with my other studio, depending on whether they're running or not. My next favorite is a new podcast that has just started, and that is the Bonkers Romance podcast, which has Jenny Nordbach from Wicked Wallflowers Club and Melanie from Heaving Bosoms, I think. I'll leave it all linked down below. So they've started up this podcast where they're talking about romances that really push the envelope. So far they've talked about Ensnared by Tiffany Roberts, and also The Lady and the Orc, and I've forgotten the author's name. And while they are looking for truly bonkers monster romances, they're also talking about just bonkers romances and books where authors have pushed the envelope in general. And it is just so fun because they're inviting other authors and other readers to come on and discuss these books with them. They've started up a website that has different tiers, a bit like Patreon, but where they've got a little bit more control over it. So you have access to lots and lots of extra content called the Temple of Defiant Joy, which I've joined because it is just fantastic. And if you do join that, you do get access to some early release books that they're using as part of book club. So I got Jenny Nordbach's book early through that, and it has honestly brought me that much joy when I go for walks and I'm listening to these absolutely ridiculous stories. It's amazing. The next item is actually a book, and it's one that I mentioned in my book haul, but I just wanted to bring it up again because it was honestly lovely to receive this. So last year I reviewed Chris Hammer's last release. So this is his newest one, Treasure and Dirt. I'd agreed to be part of a book tour for that, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. It was the first time I'd read Chris Hammer's work, and it was really nice to be involved in something on that sort of scale here in Australia. And then totally out of the blue, the other week, this book turned up. Now, I hadn't requested it, I hadn't been asked to review it. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. More than happy to read it and review it when I get a chance. But as it turns out, it was not sent to me for review. It was a thank you gift from Allen and Unwin, who is the publisher and also the author. And it was a thank you for being part of that tour last year. And they sent a really lovely letter, personalised to me, and a signed bookplate for the book. And honestly, it was just such a nice out of the blue thing that you don't expect. You know, there's no obligation here for me to do anything with this book. I'll obviously read it because, I mean, how can I not? It's a really lovely gift. But I just thought it's so nice that people are doing that sort of thing just completely off the bat, particularly in a time when everything is very stressful for a lot of us here in Australia. So it was just so nice. Two more things. The first is one that I completely forgot about. So I talked earlier about my book journal. I've been doing it on my iPad, and I've started typing out rather than handwriting with the pen, which I'm really enjoying the look of. I might go back to the pen at some point because I do actually like the look of handwriting on the iPad. But for now, I'm typing it. And for the most part, I've been typing on the screen, which has been driving me absolute bonkers. And I got to the point where I actually started looking at whether or not I was going to purchase a new iPad Pro or something like that, and then get a stand and keyboard and all that sort of thing for it, because I can't remember what version of iPad I have. I know I could look it up, I just can't be bothered. So I was contemplating spending all of that money. And then I started going through all of my things and remembered I have a Bluetooth Apple keyboard. I totally forgot about that. Honestly, this has saved my life, particularly in the last couple of weeks. And I'm actually going to start using this in my online lessons. So I have another 2 full weeks of remote teaching, and then we're part-time on-site, part-time off-site. So I suspect that this will also come in very handy when I'm working at home. So I'm so glad that I found it and that I didn't spend $2,000 on something else when I had a solution here. I actually don't know how I forgot about that, but anyway, that's made me really happy. And then finally, I thought I would mention my favorite lipstick, which has been giving me life because I went on a bit of a lipstick buying spree at the start of September. And so this is MAC's Heroine, which is what I'm wearing on my lips at the moment. It is absolutely gorgeous. It looks super purple, and it is super purple, but I love it. It's a bit dark for a spring color here in Australia, but it is purple or magenta-y, so I will probably be wearing it a whole lot. All right, so those are some of my favorites from September. In the comments, I would love for you to share your September favorite. Could just be an experience, it could be something that you purchased, it could be something you were gifted. I would love to hear about it. If you want to let me know you're here but you don't want to leave a comment, feel free to leave a ghost emoji in the comments, and I will leave everything that I've talked about that you can purchase or find listed in the description. I hope that wherever you're in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.